How's it going, guys? My name is Ish and welcome to Duel. In this video I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite decks of all time, the Gravekeepers. So let's get started. So with this deck profile, we're going to start off with two Gravekeeper Spies, one Priestess, a Recruiter, Descendants, Headman, Nobleman, Shaman, a Heretic, and two Spiritualists. For my spells, I'm going to be running a Necrovalley's Throne, 3 Necrovalleys, 1 Gravekeeper Spell, Hidden Temples of Necrovalley, 2 of those, and then for my traps, I'm going to be running a Dimensional Prison, RITE Spirit, and 2 of the Necrovalley's Throne. For my extra deck, I'm going to be running 3 of the Gravekeeper's Supernaturalist. So, I'm going to be talking about why I'm running certain monsters, and then maybe you guys can form your own deck and see how you guys fare against, other people. So with the Gravekeeper Spies, it's a great card because it's not only great for offensive, but also defensive. Offensively, if I can flip this card, I special summon one Gravekeeper monster with 1500 or less attack from my deck. Then I get to special summon my Descendants if I choose to, right? I contribute one other face-up Gravekeeper monster to target one card on my opponent controls and destroy that target. That be a spell, trap, or monster on their side of the field. Defensively, I can flip this card, or if their monster attacks my monster, I flip this card, and basically I get to special summon a Nobleman in defense position. And so what this card does is when this card you control is destroyed by battle with an opponent's attacking monster and sent to my graveyard, I can special summon one Gravekeeper monster from my deck in face down defense position, and that would in turn allow me to special summon my second Gravekeeper Spy. For my Priestess, it works as my 4th Necrovalley, because if I have no Necrovalley, this card is treated as Necrovalley on the field. And also, my Gravekeeper monsters also gain 200 attack and defense points. So another reason why I have this card on the field is because of my Gravekeeper's Spiritualist. So basically what this card does is during my main phase, if a Necrovalley is on the field, my Priestess, you can fusion summon one Spellcaster Fusion type monster from my extra deck. Using this card, you control and other fusion and other monsters from your hand or field as a fusion material. You can only use this once per turn. Alright, so it allows me to fusion summon my Supernaturalist. So I'm also running the Recruiter. The Recruiter allows me to add one Gravekeeper monster with 1500 defense or less to my hand from my deck. We already talked about the Descendant, so we're going to go on with the Headman. The Headman, once summoned, I'm able to special summon one level 4 monster from my graveyard, either face-up attack position or defense position, which would allow me to use this effect on either my Spy or any other monster that I have on my field that's a level 4. For my Shaman, I have this card because not only does it have great effects to it, but also the level of stars. I'm able to use this card as a tribute to fusion summon my Supernaturalist, which in turn would gain its attack by 600 points. So this card gains basically 200 defense for each Gravekeeper monster in my graveyard, and then I get to negate all effect monsters that activate in the graveyard except for Gravekeeper monsters. And then while Necrovalley is on the field, my opponent cannot activate a field spell card, and also they cannot destroy my field spell card with their card effects. The Gravekeeper's Heretic is an amazing card just because this card on the field is unaffected by all other card effects as long as Necrovalley is also on the field. My wife always has trouble going over this card just because it's unaffected by effects or any spell or trap card that try to target this monster. We already talked about Spiritualist. Cool. So let's go on with the spells. The Necrovalley's Throne is a great card as well. Why am I only running one? because I only have one. If it was up to me, I'd probably run maybe 2 or 3. More than likely, I'd probably run 2 just to keep my deck consolidated into lesser cards. So basically what this card does is if I can activate one of these effects. I can add one Gravekeeper monster from my deck to my hand, or I can use this as a double summon, right? So I can normal summon one monster in attack position, and then normal summon again another monster. 3 Necrovalleys is a great card. This deck is based around not only the Supernaturalist but also the Necrovalley card. So this card basically, in my opinion, and this is being very biased, but Necrovalley is probably the best card in the entire game. Just because all Gravekeeper monsters gain 500 attack and defense. Cards in the graveyard cannot be banished. And then also, I can negate any card effect that would move a card in the graveyard to a different place. So if they try to move their monster from the graveyard to either the field or to get it banished, they cannot do that. Also, I can negate any effect that changes the attributes in their graveyard. So essentially, this card would stop any card that pretty much works or plays off of them from their graveyard. So yeah, the Gravekeeper's Stele, I get to target 2 Gravekeeper monsters and then add them into my hand. And then the Hidden Temples of Necrovalley is a great card as well. So as long as I have a Gravekeeper monster and the Necrovalley in my hand, in my field. So neither player can special summon except for a Gravekeeper monster, and that alone stops probably 99% of the decks out there, right? Just because whenever they try to special summon, it's probably not a Gravekeeper monster at the end of the day, right? So the only downside to this is that if Necrovalley or a monster were to get destroyed, this card also goes with it. So it's wise to have multiple monsters on the field while playing this card. Dimensional Prison, one of the staples in my opinion to have in your deck. So when an opponent's monster declares an attack, they target that attacking monster and banish that target. Rite of Spirit is a trap card. Basically, that is a monster reborn for Gravekeepers. So I get to target one Gravekeeper monster in my graveyard, special summon that target, and the card. This is basically unaffected by Necrovalley as well. Necrovalley's Temple is a perfect card as well because this works as an anti-Necrovalley for my opponents, because not only do they lose 500 attack and defense, once per turn during the main phase, if I control no card in my field zone, I can activate one Necrovalley directly from my hand or my graveyard. So also, if this card is destroyed, I'm able to set one Necrovalley spell or trap card directly from my deck, except for Necrovalley's Temple. So that would allow me to get either a Hidden Temples of Necrovalley face down, a Necrovalley's Throne, or even a Necrovalley. So that's pretty much it. That's basically all what I have right now. If you guys have better ways to improve this deck, please leave a comment below. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything like that, feel free to let me know. I will be doing more deck profiles like this. I will also be doing some gameplay, not only on Duel Links, but also on the computer version of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm also going to be talking about the news on what's going to happen with Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links or any other type of format that's out there, some box openings, some booster pack openings, and so forth. So I expect great things from this channel. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to any Gravekeeper players out there. The Gravekeeper's deck is probably hands down the best deck at the moment. I know I'm saying that, but maybe there's other decks out there like Eldritch and so forth, but whatever. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and keep on dueling. See you guys later.